There's been some rumors about Dexter's storyline direction, so we'll see what's going on with him. We'll also see some of Triple H's big changes with the Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel story, Alexa Bliss theories, and more. Let's start things off with Triple H's immediate change that he brought to the Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel storyline. Kevin Owens and Ezekiel have been feuding for just over 5 months now. The story had some great and entertaining moments, especially the night that Elias played both characters to really mess with Kevin Owens. But then Owens was hurt for a few weeks. Ezekiel fell out of the show on Raw, and that storyline just went to a complete stalemate. Nothing was going on with it anymore, no progress was being made, and everyone was unsure if WWE would be continuing it or not. Well, the August 8th edition of Raw gave us some closure and the final chapter in the Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel storyline. The both of them were set to have a match with each other on Raw, but it would end in a no contest after Kevin Owens brutally powerbombed Ezekiel on the ring apron. Old school fans of NXT know that this was a signature moment that we would always see from Kevin Owens. Some superstars have this rare move that they'll use from time to time that just has a devastating result and can be used to write someone off of television for a while. One of those devastating moves is something like Randy Orton's punt, for example. Randy has been using that punt on rare occasions since the early 2010s. He even used it most recently in 2020 on Ric Flair. Fans knew that when someone received a punt from Randy Orton, you weren't going to be seeing that individual again for a long time. So same idea with Kevin Owens' powerbomb move on the ring apron. This was a move that was constantly used during Kevin Owens' NXT run, and it would always write people off television for a long time. Kevin Owens did perform the ring apron powerbomb on the main roster a few times, but it went missing for a long time before we finally saw the move performed again on August 8th to Ezekiel. And it looks like the situation is being handled the way it was back in NXT. This move will write Ezekiel off for good and open the door wide open for a return from Elias. Reports did say that Ezekiel was strictly a Vince McMahon project, but with Vince no longer being in creative, it looks like one of the quick changes made by Triple H was to write the Ezekiel character off of television. Elias did say that he was going back on the road, but one of the last things he said before he left was that he wanted everyone to look after his brother for him. So we don't know what the story may be yet, but maybe that ring apron powerbomb ended Ezekiel's in-ring career forever. That should lead to a furious Elias returning for Kevin Owens. That's basically common sense and something we just have to see because it basically writes itself and is right in front of our faces. If Elias is coming back, he just can't ignore what Kevin Owens did to his brother. Kevin will be his first target for sure. So not only did this moment potentially change the route for Elias and Ezekiel's characters, but it also shifted Kevin Owens in a new direction. Kevin Owens technically did main event WrestleMania 38, so we can't look past that big accomplishment. But since April, he's been trapped in this comedic storyline with Ezekiel. So it looks like another one of those big changes Triple H made was to end this little comedic run for Kevin Owens and get him back on track of being this brutal force. Take him back to being this prize fighter character and persona. So it was a quick little moment on Raw itself, but when you break it down like this, it basically was a big moment that was about to send both Kevin Owens and Elias in some even greater new directions on Raw. Dexter's return was done amazingly, and was this slow build-up throughout the night that led to his actual arrival. But what can we actually expect from Dexter's first main roster run? Well, reports claim that Dexter's character will be very similar to his character from his early NXT days. He will be playing the role of a stalker, and stalking all the talent that's on Raw. Some fans assume that the first feud would be with AJ Styles, since he attempted to get into the ring with AJ during the closing moments at Raw. But according to the reports, AJ Styles will not be feuding with Dexter right now. That was just meant to be an introduction moment for Dexter, rather than a start of a feud with AJ Styles. So allegedly, AJ Styles isn't the first target. Dexter will now make his presence felt on Raw by stalking multiple superstars at a time. So again, if you've seen his NXT work, it looks like he's going to work in a very similar way on Raw. One big plot hole that most definitely should be addressed in the coming weeks is Dexter's WWE contract status. Yes, Dexter is signed to WWE in real life, but in the storyline world, Dexter is technically not a WWE superstar and is trespassing on these shows. That's why he basically had to sneak into the arena and why he was chased down and detained by police. He's not supposed to be there. So it's kind of like the early Retribution days where they weren't signed to WWE within the storyline and kept sneaking onto the shows. So maybe that's what we'll see from Dexter over these next few weeks. He'll continue to keep sneaking his way onto the shows until some moment happens in the story that will bring him back to the ring. Speaking of Triple H changes, fans are currently wondering if Triple H has finally scrapped Alexa Bliss's doll Lilly. The final day Lilly was relevant to any storylines was back in September 2021, when Charlotte ripped her up. Everyone understood that moment as Lilly's demise, but the doll ended up returning with Alexa Bliss in May for no good reason, and offered nothing at all to Alexa's story. The rumor was that Vince McMahon wanted to keep Lilly around a bit longer, without any explanation, since the doll was a high-selling merchandise item. It looks like it was that simple. They just wanted to keep the doll on TV to keep it selling. Although it was a popular item with fans of all ages, other fans just grew extremely tired of Lilly's presence because she wasn't affecting the story anymore and basically felt like it was holding Alexa's character back from further evolving. Alexa Bliss came out for a promo on the August 8th edition of Raw and was even involved in a backstage segment. And the big thing to notice is that Alexa didn't have the doll with her at all throughout the night, which of course is the first time in a long time that Alexa Bliss appeared on Raw without Lilly. So fans are wondering if Lilly's absence was just a one-week thing and Alexa will bring her back out for official matches, or if Lilly is officially done for good. Of course, a majority of the fans are on the side of wanting to never see Lilly again because it just has to be over now. That's why fans were excited for the old rumored storyline of someone stealing Lilly, because maybe that would have been a great storyline way to drop Lilly from Alexa's presentation. But it looks like they might have just quietly removed Lilly instead of making a whole storyline out of it. But we'll have to keep our eye on Alexa's appearances to see if Lilly pops back up. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.